name is Nicole Bruno, and for this task I am going to be performing a packed cell volume and a total protein on a patient's blood. Here is my ID. And behind me is my OCCI certification. I am just going to zoom in on it so that you have a better look. There it is. Okay, so a packed cell volume is a good diagnostic indicator for doctors. So a packed cell volume can indicate the level of anemia or dehydration in the patient. So this is done by showing the percent of red blood cells in whole blood. So I'm first going to put on my pair of gloves that I have. First step, always want to wear gloves when you're touching blood. So I have properly and carefully obtained my blood sample. It is an EDTA tube, which prevents the blood from clotting. And this is the blood that will be placed into the PCV tube. So you want to invert the blood about 4 to 6 times, carefully. You don't want to shake it. And you want to do this so that the EDTA gets properly distributed throughout the blood. Perfect. So I have my PCV tube here. So you want to fill it about 2/3 or 3/4 full with blood. So again, whole blood. So I'm just going to use one end to suction and suction the blood out of the tube. So like so. Take a little time. You want to be careful, the tubes are very thin, so you want to make sure that you don't crack the tube or hurt yourself. Almost there. Okay, perfect. So here's my tube. I'm just going to put the cap back on. So here's my tube. It is about 3/4 full. So next I'm going to wipe away the excess with my Kim wipe that I have here. And you want to do this because there's usually excess blood around the tube, so I got all that off. Next you want to use your clay, and you want to seal the end of the tube with the clay. So when you do that, you want to make sure you keep your finger on one end of the tube. So now it's sealed. There's clay at the end, and my blood is in the middle. So we are ready to begin the centrifuge part of this task. So I'm just going to pause the video and get a closer look at the centrifuge. So this is our centrifuge that we are going to use to spin our PCV tubes. The setting that we use is 3 minutes, and it says microhematocrit tube, and this is going to be at 15,000 RPMs. So I'm just going to take this off so that I can show you exactly what I'm doing. So here are the slots. They are all numbered. So what I'm going to do is place my tube into a slot and indicate the number that I have placed it. So you want to place the clay side to the outside. So I have placed this in slot number 8. So now what you want to do is balance the other side of the slot so that it is even. So I'm going to place another patient's tube, clay side to the outside, in slot number 2. So always want to remember, so my patient's tube is in slot number 8. You want to balance this, so we have our balancing disc that I'm going to place over. Want to make sure it's on there. Okay, so that's sealed. I'm now going to close my centrifuge, and I'm going to place my settings. So it is already on 3. I'm going to select microhematocrit tube, and I'm going to hit start. So my centrifuge has stopped spinning, so I'm now going to remove my PCV tube. Just go open this up. Going to take my cover off. Going to take out my slot 8 tube. So here is my tube. So you can see there are 3 layers from the PCV. My red blood cells, my buffy coat layer, which is in the middle, which is made up of leukocytes and platelets, and then my plasma level, which is on top, which is my liquid portion of the blood. So in order to measure the PCV, I'm going to use this card reader that I have here. I'm just going to show you. There's my card reader. So what I'm going to do is line up the bottom of the red blood cell layer and the top of the plasma layer to get my reading. So I'm just going to pause the video so you can get a closer look. So here's my PCV tube on my card reader. So what I am reading is the top layer of the red blood cell line. So that is about 50%. So this patient is not anemic, not dehydrated, actually very well hydrated, and that is how you would read the PCV. So for the next part of this task, I am going to obtain the total protein of the blood that I have just spun down with my centrifuge. So this reading is in grams per deciliters. So I have my PCV tube. So what we want to do is we want the plasma on our refractometer, which I have here. So you want to score the area above the buffy coat to obtain the plasma sample. So I'm going to take my microscope slide and I'm just going to score the area above the buffy coat. Again, you want to make sure that you do not get the buffy coat in your sample. I am then going to break the tube and apply 1 drop of the plasma onto the refractometer. So I'm just going to break the tube where I scored it. So it is broken above the buffy coat. So now you want to make sure that you don't get any glass on the refractometer. So you want to just apply 1 drop. So I'm just going to, anytime you need to leverage and tap it in there. Okay. So there's my plasma drop on the refractometer. So now you always want to keep it horizontal. I'm going to close the lid and I'm going to look through and obtain a reading. So you want to read where the light meets. And for this, it's on the left side. So I am obtaining a reading of 4.4. It says 4.4 grams per deciliter. So once I have obtained that reading, I am going to clean this off with water. I have water cotton balls here. Just going to clean it off. Throw it out. And then I'm going to wipe it with a Kim wipe, which I have right here. I'm going to wipe and clean the sample. So now we are done with our PCV and total protein values.